Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. I got a brand new Xbox sign. You can see it to the side of my face on top of my Xbox to the left of the TV screen. So this is the Ninja Turtles Friday video, and I have two awesome games for you. Well, they weren't awesome for me. I mean, mine were okay. It's Browny, the freak. He's the king. So he's the guy that's running the show here in the shred tread. In fact, I'm just going to tell you up front, what I have for you is not one, but two ace badge performances in this tank. It's unbelievable. So we're going to show you both of those games in this single video, and then something extra special at the end. So hang around for that. So let's go get it. Welcome to Nomenhan. Alright. There he is. The Purple King himself. So, as you know, if you've been watching any of these other Ninja Turtles videos, Browny loves to use his rockets right from the get-go to put himself in a prime position to score, which is fantastic. I had a inferior game, but it's not a problem for me because Browny came through with a monster game that, you know, this was the first match we played in Cold War together. So right out of the bat, he aces this guy. You know, and he's not doing anything special right now. He's just, you know, playing the waiting game to, you know, see what happens. I mean, it wasn't like you're going to go, he isn't going to go, we're going to get an ace badge. Well, he doesn't work that way. Just, you know, he's doing his business. And sometimes when you do your business, you're going to catch breaks. You know, and get some scoring opportunity that you might not have expected you're going to have. Look at that. What a freaking great sniper location. Right through the little V of the rock. Tag. Oh, look at that. Rocket ran. Oh, stud. And for those of you who don't know, you get 6 rocket boosts in a game. You're going to get 3 rounds. Last for 10 seconds and they burn. Whether that, you know, these burn, you can't turn it off. So turn it on, it's going to run for 10 seconds. What a mistake, son. It's like, you know, you ever heard that song, you don't cover Superman's cape? I did hear Superman. Okay? The guy came over there, tug on his cape. What do you think he's going to have? Haven't you been watching my videos? This guy's a freak. He's a fantastic shredder player. This guy's like, oh, he's scared out of his mind. You know, I don't want to try to fix him. Come on, chump. Just resign yourself to the... Oh man, that was a rocket. It didn't do that. There he goes again. Owns the field. You know, with the rock. No pun intended. taken out, wow, 30, 35% damage. Nothing critical. Nothing that's going to impede the progress, that's for sure. It was really funny when we saw these turtle tanks. Man, both of us were really. We saw those, and then he did his research, and he's like, I want that shredder tank. So really awesome. He did great. Both of us did great. Viper test. He did, great on his own. He got enough to score. By the hair of the kitty chin came down to his last chest that he was going to get to score. To have enough gold to get the and I told him, I said, if you do it and buy it, you're going to be annihilated. So I'll cover your season pass for you. Which was great. I mean, I didn't want him to sit there and think, I want a season pass next season, when you get the shredder tank. I mean, you have to have the shredder tank. Which was fantastic. And it's good because he's so awesome in that tank. It was fantastic for me as well as him. So I was happy to do it for him. And he just made this look so easy, it's ridiculous. I love that 3D explosion that you can circle around. It looks fantastic. And here we go to the end of the medal screen. The gold medal winner, Brown. My performance wasn't that great. Okay, so I'll give you the end of game report here from my own mediocre result. It was really funny because I hit like 7 shots, but I only damaged, I think, twice. I only got damaged twice. And I was a head scratcher, and then I went and was checking on my skills for my commander, and for some reason I did not have Iron Mace. And so Browny was like, yeah, that's your problem. I'm like, I have to agree, sir. So for this game, I didn't have the Iron Mace. So I hit a bunch of shots that were, I don't know, 400 or 500 meters away. They just weren't penetrating. So I thought, man, what's wrong with this game, I mean, that's a completely different issue. But in this case, I didn't have Iron Mace. So those shots weren't going to probably penetrate. And they didn't, because I didn't have, in my foot cruiser, the shots are different. The shells are standard shots. The, quote, premium shots are the laser shots. And those are different, and they cost a fortune. I'm like, I ain't using that. So anyway, I adjusted my commander after this match to get the Iron Mace to solve that problem. Now, let's go see Browny's work. That freak, over 10,000 damage, 5 kills, plus, 1,200 spotting damage. There you go, assist. So, like I said, I've had a really mediocre game, but that wasn't the point. The point was, well, we figured out why that happened, number one. But number two, the most important thing was Browny's ace badge. Fantastic. Because he was closing in on the second mark of excellence on this tank. So here is the result of Browny's monster performance. As you can see, 5 kills, 10,000 plus damage. His chain gun gives him the number one hits per game and his assistance, plus another 2,600 blocking damage. A fantastic all-around performance. And oh, by the way, 200,000+ silver. What a freak. And another 23,000 commander points. Now, the problem with the commander points is, those are based off of his damage. So he's just, that's 20,000 commander points he didn't get to use on a guy. But, he's got a 9-skill commander, so that's fantastic. Really, really good stuff. So here is, his medals page, ace badge. The rest are just regular medals, and then it shows his 3, 2, 1. Here's his medals page. As you can see, you got the ace badge, a bunch of regular medals, stuff we've gotten tons of, and the numbers show you he's got tons of those. And at the final one, you see the status on his Mark of Excellence performance. He's close to getting that second Mark of Excellence, which is just unbelievable. And, it's like, we're going to play some, Ninja Turtles tanks today. And it's like, okay, cool. And so it's like, gets his shredder, and I pull out the foot cruiser, the complimentary. We had several other games, but this was the first one, man. It was freaking awesome. Welcome to game 2 at Rezenii. So this is the King's second game. Trying to find. There we go. All right, that's here. Browny made his way up to the castle. Going in that vicinity with him. He's definitely Batman, and I'm wrong. Ripping a manure with that killer chain gun. Now, for those of you who don't know, the chain gun has only one magazine, and when it's out, it's out. 1,000 rounds. So, it's fantastic, but there's no reloading. So, it's a constantly available secondary gun. And which is fantastic, like, bad life. Question about it. The thing about this book is so good because it just matches his abilities perfect. It's really great. Really, I have it. It's a very good book. Survivability of the recruit. But the shredder thing is doing. Think about it. For Browny, I have 0 regrets for buying the Ninja Turtles. Even drooling after this quite a while, we got it. It was awesome. I have 0 regrets. Like that's what you want to hear. Strong action on it. And I would say that it's as good as what we saw in action before the past. I have that. I also have that 76 rock. Smash. I got smashed like a real bad. I was this close to getting away with it. But see the result well worth, risking myself to help him out for what he did. I always tell people I play to win the game, help my team first. I get myself the bonus. I'm not worried about it. When I'm with Browny, I really want to concentrate on this because we're going to have the best chance. Because as you guys have seen, fantastic player. So you have to sacrifice yourself for your best player to have a chance to do something. Well, okay, sign me up. I made that Enigma pay dearly. He got me, but he didn't live long enough to tell anyone about it. Browny took care of that. So we're in good shape. There we go. Rocket booster time, baby. Those boosters and they just make such an impact on your ability on the field. Now the thing you have to understand, you can't turn with the crud when you're running rocket boosters. Your radius of turning gets huge, so your turns are very, very slow while the straight speed goes on. He's on fire! Finish him! Yes. I was hoping he would get to do a ram kill. Oh well, he just used cannons. It's all good. I mean, that other guy was close to getting him, so there's no complaints. Look at that. Charred and smoking wreck. Fantastic. And now, once again, the gold medal winner, Brown Sprouts. Look at that damage. Unbelievable. 12,000 damage. Okay, so this, is my in-game screen. Again, I had a solid game. It was a fun one. I only got one kill, 2,900 damage, but that was all right. I was able to help my team. And like I said, I was that close away from living against that Enigma. But, even Browny has his limitations. He couldn't quite save me, but that was okay. He finished the job, and it was fantastic. I mean, I made good money, 59,000, 3,300 commander points, no complaints. Nothing there. But you know who, man, he aced the crud out of that game. Just absolutely fantastic stuff. Okay, here are the monster's stats. 7 kills, best in game. 12,000, almost 13,000 damage, best in game. Spotting, 3 grand, best in game for a heavy tank. Shockingly, his block damage was not best in game. But, we'll let him slide on that one. But look at this. He made over $250,000 silver in that game. Another 8,000 commander points. And he was just giving beatings like nobody's business, and it was fantastic. I referred to this game after we had it as this was the double ace game because he got an ace in the first one, and this was the final game that we had together because he needed to go. He was getting close to his bedtime, so I didn't want to get him in trouble. But, obviously he aced the crud out of it. Killer, he got killer medals. Now, the red one you see there is the Eastern Alliance medal for killing 7 or more tanks in Eastern tanks. That's why it's red. I have that medal in blue. He's got multiples in all colors. you know, what can I say? I do have one in blue, but I play primarily blue tanks. I play a little bit of red and a little bit of green. So that was really fantastic stuff. And, at the bottom you see again, he's right there, just a hair behind what he needed to get his second mark of excellence. But it was crazy that, we played, you know, 7 games. He had 2 aces. That's messed up, dude. I mean, it just doesn't happen that often. But he was just absolutely fantastic and made it look like it was, nothing. All right. One of the things that, I mentioned to him is that if he had a chance, in the morning to get a shot to play, and if he could pick up that second mark of excellence, I would delay making this video until I got that, which he did. As you see, this is the present that he did this one by himself, but he was able to push himself over the edge to get the 2 stars for his barrel, which is unfortunate for me because I have 0 stars on my barrel. But that's okay. He's way better in heavy tanks than me, and it's not close. So I'm completely thrilled that he was able to pull this off so I could show you guys, his 2 marks of excellence on his shredder tank. It's just awesome. What can I say? It was just awesome. So this was the medal report from his game this morning, where he was able to pick up the points he needed to get his 2 marks of excellence, as you see on the screen there. The rest of those are just, random common medals. But now 2 marks of excellence on his shredder tank. It's just fantastic, and I'm a little bit, tiny bit jealous, but really it's like I get to brag about it because it's fantastic stuff. What can you say? I don't think I'd ever get there to second mark of excellence on this tank, but I could get one. One I could get. I have other tanks, like that where I've gotten marks of excellence, or close to it, and I don't really push myself to do it. Number one, and number two, it's not, heavy tanks is not my forte. I'll do okay, and I can get 1 mark of excellence, but I don't play enough. You got to play a lot of matches in a row in a tank that you're good at, and that's one of the things to get the mark of excellence. You got to have a good streak of games where you're good at, and it's best in a tank where you're actually feel at home in that tank and you're good at playing that tank. So that's the key of getting marks of excellence if you don't have one or you're working on getting them. It's like, I did a couple on tier 5 French artillery and then American artillery, and it was like, oh man, dude, this was so bogus. And I'm really good at those tanks, but they're just garbage tanks. Okay, that's the thing. It's like, so just being really good at that tank is sometimes not enough. You're going to have to pound it and have a streak where you do well, because if you have up and down games, the downs will drag you away from your mark of excellence more than the ups will push you forward. So you've got to have a good even keel with some spikes higher, okay, where you have, like the games we had where he had an ace badge and then he had a bunch of really good games, but they weren't, ace material. And the game here, you got a second class. So you want to stay in that, in that second, first class vicinity. Pulling up those aces will definitely help you. So in a stage, in a span of 10 games, it might have been less than 10 games actually, He got two aces, which was enough to propel him forward to get the plateau of the second mark of excellence. So hopefully you learned something here as a little bonus about how to get marks of excellence. Number one, be in a tank that you're really good at. That really helps. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I hope you guys really got to marvel at the skill that Browny has in that shredder tank. It's fantastic. And it's like such a bonus to have a player like that to run those matches with for myself. So I'm completely thrilled. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Look forward to checking out my other videos when you get a chance. And as always, like and subscribe. There you go. You can see my sign.